Hi there, and welcome for another episode, number 13 to be correct, or who's counting, right? So this one is being recorded in a slightly different way, which you might see if you're looking rather than simply just listening. I am recording it standing up because I've been spending the entire day sitting down in front of a computer, participating in an online training. So you might see me moving around a bit more because I feel a bit stiff and I feel I need a bit more movement, which is exactly what this episode is going to be about, so conveniently. So this episode is going to be about movement and how we as humans are designed for movement. We are designed for movement. We are not designed for sitting in front of a screen, sitting still for hours upon hours upon hours every fucking day, which so many of us are doing right now. We are designed for moving around. The human body is designed for how it was in our life when we lived on the savannah, when we needed to walk for great distances to find our food, to seek shelter, sometimes to hunt down the animals that we were going to eat, and so on. We were not sitting still for 8, 10, 12, 14 hours per day, as so many of us are doing today. And so sitting still in itself is not good. We kind of know that. There's even these saying or these hashtags about that sitting still is the new smoking. So yes, sitting still is really crappy. But then it becomes such an obstacle, thinking that we need to move, thinking that we need to work out even. And it becomes this nemesis, or whatever to use as a good word, and that we think that we need to go to the gym for hours and that we need to do a full-blown hardcore workout, super intense, sweating like buckets in order for it to count. Or that when we decide to do yoga, we need to do power yoga, we need to do vinyasa yoga, and we need to do at least an hour, preferably 75 or 90-minute yoga in order for it to count. Anything less than that, it's not worth one's effort. I beg to differ. I am definitely a person who do not enjoy working out. So that's my confession. I do not enjoy working out. It's been for so many years now, I just don't enjoy working out for long periods of time. So I do it short ones instead. So a few things that I would like to tip you about maybe, or share. In the mornings for the last couple, I don't know what, months at least, I've been just feeling a bit more sluggish, tired, but it takes me longer to wake up. And these last couple of weeks, I've been experimenting with, after I've had my lovely cup of coffee, which I very much enjoy, but I put on a good song, loud, preferably, and I dance. It's one song, and I dance quite crazily. I'm happy that not many people get to see me, and it's one song, and I dance for that 3-4 minutes. And for me, that is a way to wake up, to boost my energy quite high. And it just feels like a really nice and good way for me to wake up. I really enjoy that. So this is a tip from me to you. If you also feel that you are a bit slow started in the morning, maybe start dancing. Put on a really good song for you so that you have a hard time actually remaining still. So that's what I'm doing. And also, I've written myself a little cheat note, or to remember what I wanted to share with you. Not sure if you hear our neighbors coming in. Anyways, so besides from moving in the morning, I was listening to a podcast called Feel Better, Live More with Dr. Rangan. He might be pronouncing his name a slightly bit differently than I just did. But anyways, he is talking about the 4 pillars of health. And the episode that I was listening to, he was sharing a bit of a kitchen workout actually with 5 easy exercises. And I have implemented quite a few of them into almost a daily sort of routine. So when I'm in the kitchen, when I am waiting for something to boil, or before I do the washing up, or while I'm doing it, or after, there's a few little exercises that I kind of do. Squatting is one of them, holding onto the kitchen counter so I can go really deep and quite far back, which is nice for my knees. Doing toe squats, doing lunges, doing tricep dips towards the kitchen counter when you're not so weak. It's good to not have to go all the way down towards the floor or so. And I do them pretty much every day because I hang in the kitchen pretty much every day, at least a couple of times during the day. So it's a good time to do 10, 15 squats or whatever it might be. So a little bit spread out through the day. And let's see, did I take everything on this one? Yes, I did. It's also, by the way, the kitchen workout for me, being a bit of I eat when I get bored. And so sometimes I just find myself in the kitchen, kind of like having walked there without thinking about it, but being in the mood for a little snack. So then it's also a good little thing to do, a little workout, a few exercises, and maybe I still go for the snack, or I got distracted, or I realized, no, I was just bored, I needed to move, I wasn't actually hungry. So it's good for that one as well. And I've already said I am dancing in the morning. Oh yes, one other thing that I definitely would encourage as many of you as possible to do, because I hear from so many of you about poor sleep, and it kind of connects with what I have now done quite successfully. I'm so proud of myself. I shared this in a couple of episodes before about my morning routine of going for a morning walk before starting to work. And the cool thing is that hubby has started joining. So for a few weeks now, pretty much every morning, at least Monday to Friday, before starting to work, we go for a morning walk. It is not a long walk. It's 10 to 20 minutes, a bit depending on when we go out and when he needs to be connected, or if I have a client early on. But 10 to 20 minutes of a walk straight up in the morning, or not straight up in the morning, but in the morning before starting to work. And almost every day, when especially he finishes his work, we also go for a shorter walk. It's a bit longer than the morning walk, so it's probably not a short walk, but it's a walk of 20 to 40 minutes, depending again on the time, on the weather, on the mood, and what other plans we might have. Now in COVID times, not that much, so we often have time to go for a proper walk. But I can highly recommend it, especially the morning walk, to go out in the daylight, even if it's a gray day, even if it's a rainy day, but go out early in the morning in the daylight is super helpful for the so-called circadian rhythm. Might do this in a full episode later, but to enhance your sleep. What else did I write on my little list? Oh yes, last but not least, in terms of this list that I had written, is just a reminder, if and when you have a full day in front of a computer, like I have had, for instance, today, get up and move often. Maybe you create even a little elevation for yourself on the desk or on the kitchen table where you are working. I found out when we have a basket, which is like this high, where we store gloves and scarves and so on, and putting that one up on the table is actually a good height in order to stand and work or read or have a meeting, so that you create a bit more movement for yourself instead of just sitting still. So full days in front of the computer, make sure that you get up and move. Remember, little by little, a little becomes a lot. Anything is better than nothing. The worst thing that we can do is just sitting still and thinking that we have to do a full-blown hour-long workout and that nothing else counts. I'm telling you, everything counts. Move, move, move. Everything, anything is better than nothing. So don't make it so complicated. Just do it. Until next time.